Hello and welcome to Toffee TV. This is the Sunday supplement with myself, Paul Neal, and I'm here to talk about Everton's 1-0 defeat to Newcastle at Goodison Park. Just when we thought that we were going to start picking up points after going into December, thinking, oh no, how are we going to get through these games? And we managed to be resolute, compact, and absorb defensively, and then be able to hit teams on the counter and get the win in big games that we never thought we were going to get, the likes of Leicester, the likes of Chelsea, so on. But yeah, you kind of look at it and you're thinking, okay, Newcastle, this should be a handy game, and they've now done the double overs, and they're not really a good side anyway. I know I was actually at the game last year, the same fixture, when we conceded 2 in a minute to basically draw the game. Felt like a loss at the time, but it was actually the last game I was at in Goodison. Was that game, first game under Carlo, but we just didn't turn up again. Just isolated. But look, I'm going to go through the lineup first, and then I'll get to the facts of the game. But Jordan Pickford in goal for me should have been dropped after his mistake the other night against Leicester. Shocking goalkeeping. I know he's been doing well recently, and that's been one mess up, but I think if Olsen's in goal there, I think he saves that. And but I knew I'll come back to Pickford later on. Luca Dean back at left back, that made sense for him to come back there. Maybe give Ben Godfrey a rest, and then kind of see how Luca Dean would get back to fitness. And it was a game in which he obviously thought Newcastle would be a good game to get Lucas back into the team and have him and Richarlison both back together and playing together again and upping his fitness, and he's been playing out of position in the last couple of games and stuff like that. I think Carlo's been just trying to get him fit, and he obviously seen this as an opportunity. And look, he did look like he lacked a lot of sharpness and match fitness, but that's only going to come with game time. We know how good he is and how good he can be. So let's just kind of, over the next couple of weeks, see how he gets on. Hopefully he starts getting the sharpness back. I know he was rushed back, but that's all credit to him and the way he bounced back from his recovery as well. Michael Keane and Yerry Mina made sense to bring both of them back in. Thought they had a good game together. They absorbed most of the things in there. Mina loves a battle with Callum Wilson, and Seamus then a right back again made sense. So we're kind of going with our favoured back four, if you like. But I know some people will want Ben Godfrey in that team as well, and I can see why. And Holgate, they've both done well. They I can't fault them. I think they've come in and done the job for us, and the results when they've played have not lied. So to be fair, they're knocking right on the door there. I think they'll be back for the next game there against Leeds anyway. But you move into midfield, we had Decore back from suspension, who was obviously a huge miss during the week against Leicester, because they were just tearing a hole through our midfield, Leicester were. But in this game, I thought Decore, I think he's always decent, he's never terrible. And I think the last run of games before he was suspended, he was absolutely brilliant for us. Gylfi, on the other hand, he just can't play that position of that central midfielder or deep midfielder. I think Tom Davies actually would have been a better shout to play this game than Gylfi. I think if you're going to play Gylfi, play him as the number 10, and he's linking play and stuff like that. I just don't think he's that influential anymore. I just don't think he's that good anymore. He obviously has flashes where he shows he can be good at times, but he's no James, and James was starting in front of them then to kind of give it that 4-3-3 formation as the number 10, and then he kind of had a free role where he was just getting around the pitch and getting on the ball. They were kicking him off the park. You could see that was their kind of game plan, was just not let him play, and they did it to effect, unfortunately for us, and it was annoying me because I could see it happening, and the ref wasn't giving us anything. It took him ages to get the cards out for them. I know we got one for Lascelles, but the kicks on James, it took a long time for the ref to start giving the cards out there. And then Alex Iwobi out on the right hand side, back to the old Iwobi at the start of the season. I think he needs to really start being consistent, or he's in danger of next season being just a sub, an impact sub, and coming off the bench, because right now we don't have any subs to really come off the bench. And then Richarlison on the left hand side, very ineffective for him. I love Richarlison, and I know there's a player in there, and he just seems to be going through a bad run of confidence, even though he scored there recently enough. in the FA Cup, but I just think he just seems to be lacking something at the moment, and I'm sure with a couple of goals or maybe a little run up centre forward, or maybe go back to the 4-4-2, does that counteract James? I think in a way it does, but does it get the best out of Richarlison and Dom? I think it does. So it is something that maybe he will look at over the next couple of weeks. I think he went 4-4-2 last season because he had no other options. But, you know, I think Dom is struggling because he's so isolated. He's up there on his own. He's not getting anybody around him. That's not his fault. That's the players around him. Can't get out quick enough. We're not quick enough in terms of breaking teams down, you know, playing those penetrative passes. We just don't do it quick enough. And we take so long to get the ball out that teams just regroup and, you know, they just get their low block in. They get their shape back. You know, Hendrick was giving Luca Dean lots of space on the left-hand side, and that was the only place we were getting space. Unfortunately, his deliveries just weren't good yesterday. Look, I'm not really here to bash Luca Dean because he's only back from injury. I think he's amazing. I love him. You know, so I'm not bashing him by saying his deliveries weren't good. All I'm saying is he's lacking sharpness. That's basically what I'm saying about him, and we all know it. I think Seamus didn't really have a great game at right back as well, but you're kind of looking around. Other than James, I don't think anyone had a great game. I think James was the best of a bad bunch, and we just didn't turn up. We allowed them to bully us, I felt, at times around the pitch. You know, when James was getting kicked around, I didn't see any of our players kicking them back. You know, so I get frustrated watching us. I just see there's a lack of steel about us, as you can clearly see. But yeah, obviously Callum Wilson gets that goal, and for me, Robin Olsen saves that. Like, he leaves the one area in which he's more than likely going to put the ball in, as in Wilson, and he leaves that side, and he's clearly not big enough to reach that side. And I think if Robin Olsen's there, I think he either comes and collects the corners or he makes that save. That's just my opinion. I just think that he's a better goalkeeper than Pickford, and he's more commanding in the box. You know, he does look a little bit rough around the edges, but I think that's just down to not being playing every single week. But I think if he's given the opportunity to play week in, week out, I think you will see a really top level goalkeeper. And I just think that Pickford should be the number 2, because he's made 2 mistakes that have cost us games, and also when he's played, he hasn't done anything really wrong yet. I know he had a minor kind of, I think it was a slip or something, but he recovered from that in one of the games. I think it was his first game. Pretty sure it was his first game, but yeah, I think he slipped or something. But that was his only minor error. Other than that, he's been very good, and when he's playing, I feel a lot more confident when he's playing. Looking around the team, you know, we made a sub. Iwobi came off. It was ineffective anyway. Andre Gomez came on, and back to the old Andre Gomez. Look, everybody looked like they did last season after the lockdown. That's the performance that they were putting up yesterday, in my opinion. Other than James, everybody else looked like the same players that they were last season. And I know it is the same players, but they had upped their game. And I think we were lacking the likes of Ben Godfrey, Mason Holgate. You know, I think they just bring a bit of energy. And like, I know with Luca Dean, you get far more going forward, and he would be my first choice left back. But I just think maybe looking at some of the teams, you just wonder now with Seamus Coleman, people are saying that, you know, we should be looking at a top class right back. I think so. It's just wondering who we get in there. You know, like, I think he's fine. I think he can come in for games where we know we're going to be defensive and we have to sit back. But in terms of going at teams and getting forward, I just don't think right now. I just think about going forward. I just don't think he has the attitude to just get forward as much as possible. I think he probably has it in the back of his mind about the hamstring injury he got twice this season. He's probably trying to manage that as well. I mean, I watched him against Sheffield Wednesday and he was bombing on forward. And then against Newcastle, he just didn't look like he was fit enough to get forward. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just the way it looked on the television. I don't know. But and I love Seamus Coleman, as probably anyone who watches these videos will know. But I was just looking around and I just felt as though the attitude of the players just was very lazy, and, you know, Carlos said it, they lacked spirit. So, yeah, we'll look at the match facts anyway. I mean, we had 60% possession, they had 40%, they had 13 shots to our 11. We both had 3 shots on target. They obviously scored 2. Callum Wilson obviously getting that late goal against the run of play and on the counter attack, which it is what it is. The game was pretty much done at that point. We were throwing bodies forward and got caught for it. Happened against Man United as well. 6 shots off target to 5. 2 block shots to their 5. So yeah, as you can see there wasn't a whole lot in the game, and I still don't think that they are very good. So I look at us and I'm just wondering, we need to pick it up, we need to get the energy back, we need to get the spirit back for this game against Leeds, and we owe Leeds for earlier on in the season. But I'm worried as well because we've got Bernard gone out, we've got Tosin, he's after signing for Besiktas on loan, and who have we got coming in? Because as we mentioned there, as I mentioned even, who do we have off the bench there to look around to play? We have other players on the bench there. We had Ben Godfrey on the bench, Robin Olsen, Joe Virginia, Mason Holgate, Tom Davis, and Anthony Gordon, and obviously Andre Gomez came on. John Kenny's going to Burnley, it seems, as well. So that leaves us with a big question with 3 players, and we've got 1 day to bring in players. We're obviously light up front. It's evident. Maybe Dom needs someone to come in and score a couple of goals to take the pressure off him, because he's delivered so far this season. But let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm still very frustrated, and it's the next day after the game. It's really put a sour mood on my weekend. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Toffee TV if you want more videos from me. Check out Irish Football Fan TV. If you're Irish, you'll like it. If you're not Irish, you probably won't. So don't worry about it. Won't lose any sleep. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care, okay?